the source of your anti-Japan bias.
I don't have an anti-Japan bias. I don't know what you're talking about, Bob.
Iron Balls, a podcast about sports. My name is Bob, sitting across the way from my good friend and co-host. That's Abe. How you doing tonight, Abe?
Doing well, Bob.
Yeah, here we are. Lori's here too. How you doing tonight, Lori?
I'm exhausted.
Lori is exhausted. Tonight is Wednesday, December 17th, 2025. We are just 48 hours or so away as we record this from the beginning of the 2025 college football playoff. Or is it 26 college? I don't know. We will
very confusing.
Crown a champion of some year soon.
Yes.
And it will be fun. But before any of that happens, it is imperative that we live bet the games. No football tonight. So we're going to have to go a little bit afield of your comfort zone there, Abe. And we're going to the NHL.
Oh, nice.
I know you know a lot about the NHL. I thought this game started. I guess we could still bet this game. We've got Utah against Detroit. A true live bet situation. The game is still 0-0. 13 minutes to go in the first period. A pop quiz. Hot shot. What is the name of the Utah hockey team?
Mammoth?
Oh, my God. Confession, I did not know that until earlier this afternoon.
You know what's funny? I did not know that until recently also. Like, a coworker is out from over there in Utah somewhere. And they had mentioned it. I was like, what? I've never heard of this team.
I still don't know it because I didn't hear what you said.
The Utah Mammoth.
Mammoth.
Yes, singular, not the mammoths. So it's
Just
presumably
the
it's
idea
not
of
the giant extinct
the idea of
elephant-like creature, but instead sort of like flame or
an abstract noun.
like an abstract noun.
Jazz.
Although I do think that in the logo it is the large.
Yes, but it's so big you just need the one.
Yeah.
So according to
I guess sort of like the Chiefs.
According to the internet, they went under a Utah Hockey Club before they changed to the Mammoth.
Yeah, this is only their second year
Right.
in existence. They are a transfer team. Abe, pop quiz, hot shot.
Don't ask me.
Where did they come from?
I have no idea. I cannot hazard a guess.
Manitoba.
They came from Arizona. What was the name of the Arizona Hockey Club?
Coyotes, I know that.
Ah, that's very good.
Yeah.
They were only in existence for a little more than 20 years, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense. It is weird where hockey takes root and where it doesn't work. Like Atlanta didn't work, but Nashville it worked. Arizona it didn't work, but Florida, the Panthers works. Like, there's no rhyme or reason.
All right. In any event, we need to bet on this thing that you know so much about. We've got the Utah Mammoth against the Detroit Red Wings. My Red Wings knowledge goes all the way back to the late 90s. I believe they won back-to-back Stanley Cups.
Was it Heisman years? Like, who was this?
Like 97, 98-ish. And that was the last time that I think I thought about the Detroit Red Wings. Back when I was playing like NHL 99 on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, I think that I stopped watching hockey when I started watching college football, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I really I enjoyed, like, the Capitals went on a run a few years ago. Really enjoyed that
It's
Stanley
fun.
Cup
It just
run.
takes too much time.
Yeah. All right, Abe, who you got? Utah Mammoth at the Detroit Red Wings. Detroit Red Wings are a minus 1.5 goal favorite at home.
I'm going to go with this Mammoth team. Let's see what they can do.
All right, we're going to go money line. You're going to go plus the 1.5 goals.
I don't need no money line. Come on.
Money line, the Mammoth, $5 bet to return, $4.90. Now, good luck finding the highlight from that game.
Yes.
Me, so that I can drop it in here. Although, Nearly everything is a highlight on the internet,
Yeah.
it seems. I can usually even find the college volleyball highlight that I'm looking for in the event that we live bet that sort of a contest.
See? The great future.
Finally got on the board on the power play. Now Keller shoots. Turned aside by Cam Talbot. Keller with it again out to Jersey. Here is Keller. Keller into the slot. Score! Stedland! 4-1 Utah. Carcone with the puck. And that will do it. On the road, the Utah Mammoth behind 28 stops by Vemelka, win for the third time in the last 4 games.
All right, before we get into our games preview section of the podcast, which we normally call the best game in every time slot, but in this case, it's sort of the only games in every time slot, since we're not too concerned about the National Football League this weekend. Let's do the WGAS NewsBag. Open that up.
Oh, yes.
It's the Who Gives a Shit
It's
News.
not news anymore.
Sports edition. It's been a while since we recorded an episode of this podcast, and a lot has happened, specifically in and around Ann Arbor, Michigan, and the university there. Quickly, Abe, why don't you summarize the Sherrone Moore story?
So Sherrone Moore loses to The Ohio State, and I think about a week later, he gets fired. Like, the story kind of happens fast. He gets fired, he gets arrested, then news comes out that he threatened somebody or threatened himself with a butter knife, and then he is in jail, and then now we hear that there was a history of domestic violence. Like, the story, every time I hear anything or read anything about this guy, the story somehow gets worse. I thought we got past the worst of it last week, but I think over the last couple of days there was some new reporting of some domestic violence angle that's coming into play.
Yeah, apparently it was beaten on her over the course of this affair, which is in part why she hasn't also been fired, I guess, or at least explains why the staffer who had the affair didn't get fired. You left out a key detail here, which is that apparently one of the reasons that this story came to light is that he door-dashed a Plan B.
You know,
Is that
I
still
don't think
accurate?
I don't think
Did we decide that was bullshit?
I think that story
It's not
fell
that
apart.
it's bullshit.
Yeah, because basically there was
It's
that
that we
reporting.
don't know.
But no one else picked up on it, right? I should say, right? Like, there was some story that was floating around early on, but then since then, all the other stuff they've been building on, but that story has not, like, you don't.
But that was not just a Twitter rumor, right? Like, that was reported in.
I think the original source was probably on Twitter, but it was picked up by publications,
Gotcha.
but it wasn't, like, substantiated. And also, like, you would think that by now the Uber driver would be in front of the cameras, right? Like, or TMZ would lure them into giving some sort of thing, like, hey, give us your story. Like, there would be something, and there hasn't been any. So I don't know if that story still holds.
All right. Well, in any event, after he was fired, he goes rushing over to his affair partner's abode and breaks and enters, or otherwise does some unlawful entering there.
The most recent Athletic article, her lawyer called the police and said, you need to send police to my client's house.
Yeah, because she was on the phone with her client.
She was on the phone with the lawyer.
And could hear,
Okay.
And she
could hear
said,
the
he's
woman
here.
screaming, he's
like
here, he's
O.J.
here.
Simpson style.
I see.
And also, she was planning on leaving town. So I don't know that she's not been fired. It doesn't, like, I don't think she still works there.
But I don't think she'd been, like, actually fired. She may be, like, on admin leave or whatever. She's not actually working anymore, but she's probably going to get some money out. You know, I don't think she's going to be fired because of this other issue. Wasn't there also something about the coach was given an ultimatum, like, either move her to a different department or fire her outright, and he fired her? Or, like, he said that he was going to fire her. Like, I thought there was something on top of that where he tried to fire her, and that's when she decided to report this affair.
I haven't had time.
Who gave the ultimatum?
I think the AD, because, like, over the summer they interviewed both of them and they both denied that something was happening. Like, even though, like, it apparently like this open secret, and I think they were confronted with it both, and they at that time denied there was anything. And then she came forward after something happened, and one thing that was reported was that he had fired her instead of just moving her away from somewhere else to a different.
I know that this is where, again, re-entering the realm of the Twitter rumor, but haven't a bunch of other women come forward and said that they had engaged with in affairs with Sherrone Moore over the years?
If not outright affairs, like he has solicited, like, or try to, like, hey, I got some tickets to come to see a Michigan game, and then, maybe you can do something on the side, or...
Why do these dudes get married?
That's a good question.
They are narcissists.
Yeah, because, like,
that's it.
We can't just call everybody a narcissist
I'm
and
not
say that's what
calling
this is.
everybody a narcissist. It's not everybody. It is a lot of people in power.
Right, because
he was an assistant coach at the University of Michigan until Jim Harbaugh.
That's a pretty powerful place.
I guess, but like power?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know why people do this, but I do wonder if they want the comforts and stability of a marriage and also to do whatever they want on the side.
Yeah,
like
because that's what they should have.
Some sort of greedy, like
he should have everything he wants.
Right? Yeah, it's like I want and I'm gonna get. Like they're not thinking like I can't do this one thing because I'm committed in this other way. Like they're like no.
And it's also why they think they'll never get caught.
Right.
And then when they do, they become the victim.
I just don't. I guess a lot of the ways that I struggle to understand other people's motivations has to do with the desire for social capital, I think. Like, I never think of, oh, what about the desire for social capital? Because it is not something that I've ever been equipped with, is the desire for social capital.
Right.
So, like, I guess Sherrone Moore is like, I want the appearance of a stable home life with a wife and kids and the social capital that comes with that sort of a stability, right? It's a better look for me maybe as a coach also to have a wife and kids when I have to go like talk to teenagers and talk to parents about like the good life and being a positive role model and example for everyone. And if I'm some sort of scumbag player who just bangs co-eds all the time, then that doesn't look good.
Right. I do wonder, do you think that is would that be like a red flag to schools? Like if you were just a single guy, like you were not married, you had no kids, and you were in this college football world. It seems like just about all of the coaches are married or, they used to be married and they got remarried.
Yeah, so are you gay or are you
right,
banging
like, what's the deal? Yeah.
Right? And neither one of those is going to go over great in the locker room.
Right.
So
I'm going to say something gross. These coaches in positions of power, like it or not, attract women who like stability with all of their money. Yeah. So they're more likely to attract someone who's like, hey, anyway, let's get married. And they're like, sure, why not?
Right.
Doesn't make a difference to me. I'm never around.
Right. And yeah, that's true. And they're very mobile. They can go anywhere. I think he tried to lure somebody during like a bowl week. Like they went to like a bowl game somewhere out west, and he tried to make something work at a hotel somewhere with some internet person he saw.
How do you not understand that? Like I don't know. Like the
They
risk
are
reward is just so
narcissists.
completely out of control. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. The risk is like it's just such a illogical thing to do, especially like how ruinous it can be to your career. Like this is not like his life is basically now just I don't know how he recovers from this, right? So like it doesn't make sense as to why you would take this risk when the consequences.
Because he's taken this risk at every step of the way for him and never gotten caught. Yeah. It's never been a problem.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Why
no way
would it
he's
be a
never
problem
gotten
now?
caught. His wife absolutely knows that he's
of course, but
banging all
it's
these
not
chicks
been
on
a
the
problem
side.
for
right,
him.
But this is the part that I don't understand, or another part that I don't understand, which is I suspect that Sherrone Moore has long been a dog in this fashion, right? Like he's long been a dude who's banging chicks on the side. His wife probably knows about it and accepts it to some degree, or whatever. Not that they necessarily have an arrangement, but that she's aware.
This is part of the deal.
Right, that this is part of the situation that they are in. What I don't get is how we get from that to when one of these things goes slightly sideways, I completely lose my mind and take a butter knife and run over to her house and threaten to scrape my wrists until I bleed out
because she rejected him.
Isn't there also this?
But that must have happened. Like you don't.
It's not happened.
No, you swing and miss especially when you're a married dude. I mean, I don't know this, but I assume that you swing and miss. Like it's numbers game, right? It's an attrition thing. Yeah. You're going to swing and miss a bunch. No, this is not swinging and missing.
This is her ending a relationship that he didn't want to end. Well, and so he threw a temper tantrum.
Except that it was obviously and clearly the right thing to do because they were being investigated by the university.
No,
right?
It was obviously to her and everyone else, but not to him. Because he can't possibly do anything wrong. Right. He's the hero. Of his own story.
Why has he managed to keep things relatively together this whole time? The point is that a guy who makes $5.5–6 million a year and is the coach at Michigan and bangs a staffer and was cheating on his wife can go away for 2 years or 3 years and come back and get a job at a lesser school at like Iowa State or something, or even lesser than that, and work his way back up. And before you know it, he's the DC somewhere, and then he's in line for another job a decade from now. Right? Like he can have a career by being that dude who was cheating on his wife and banging a staffer, and he finds God and goes through all the motions and all the rest. Right. But not now.
He went way beyond what I don't think I've ever seen anybody respond in this way. There is this added wrinkle where I know this is a ready-made excuse, but like this mental health angle that they're throwing up, where like he has got some sort of bipolar condition, and so. I don't know how much.
All right. Well, that's not going to. That might save his bacon in terms of 18 months of sentencing or something, but it's not going to help him get another job, right?
That's true. Yeah. I know, right? That's.
I mean, unless it's like, oh, I found Jesus and I'm on my antipsychotic meds. Don't worry. And I'm a castrato now, so I'm not as unforgivably horny.
Right.
I'm on my antipsychotic meds, and I found Jesus once again. Go ahead, make me a coach. Like, no, it's not happening.
Right.
Like, and I just, it's hard for me to believe that he didn't hit various speed bumps along the way in his various infidelities, like through the years, and to never have it go off the rails like this before, and to have it go off the rails in such spectacular fashion this time is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know why it took this long, but it's weird how that happens. I mean, this is not the same. It's different, but when Deshaun Watson's massage saga was going on, Justin Tucker was doing massage-related things as the story was like, nationwide. Like, and so like it's weird. Like the mindset that some people have is like, well, that's Deshaun. They're not going to come after me. Like for some reason, people think like it's not going to happen to me. And so like for whatever reason, and to like Laura's point, he has like it's never been a problem before. So that kind of gives him reassurance and confidence that he can do whatever he wants until it blew up in his face.
Yeah, it's quite a story, and
it is. Yeah, it's remarkable. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's such an embarrassing look for the school because it sounds like
on top of everything else.
Yeah, on top of everything else, and they, like apparently so many people knew about it, so they were just kind of letting it slide all this time.
Do you know who this is worst for? I mean, obviously it's worst for Sherrone Moore and his wife and children, but in terms of like character, in terms of a person having their beliefs about the world only confirmed and being all the smugger and more obnoxious for it, it's worst for Ryan Day, who he beats Michigan and thinks we beat Michigan because we are morally superior to them, right? And we are going to behave in a morally superior fashion upon having done the morally correct thing by beating Michigan. Like that's the way that he thinks and sees. Like he's running around the field after they beat Michigan, wagging his finger at anybody who he thinks might be behaving with something beyond abject humility after having won, right?
Yeah.
And he was performatively offended by the celebration that Michigan had last year on their home field. And so like for him, this is just going to reinforce like in a oh God knows sort of way, right? Like I'm on the side of the Angels even more so now than ever before.
Oh man.
What happens with their coaching search? They have not yet named anyone, certainly.
Yeah, they had that interim.
Speculation is that they're they're going to hold off until this weekend at the earliest to see if Kalen DeBoer doesn't have success this weekend against Oklahoma, the Alabama head coach. If they lose, maybe DeBoer would be interested in jumping ship.
He said he's not.
Yeah. Although that doesn't mean anything, but yeah, I do wonder. I mean, I guess at this point, at this late of a stage, like why not just wait at this point? They did say that the person they're going to go after is going to be someone of the highest moral character. So, like, I guess that rules out some people.
This time?
Yes.
Like,
a new rule.
How do you know?
Character counts.
But also,
they have to stay away from the Harbaugh coaching tree, right?
Yeah.
Like whoever is still
Harbaugh, who official comment from him was like, "Oh, I'm praying for him, poor guy." It's like, no, gross. Don't be gross.
Does it have to be a Michigan man, or like they just have to get somebody who has like some like a stellar reputation? Like, what are they?
I mean, preferably it's a Michigan man with no connection to Jim Harbaugh or that staff, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, this has been nothing but a disaster. Like, you know, you have to get out from under the Connor Stallions thing entirely at this point, right? And that means staying away from anybody related to Harbaugh.
The people are acting like Kenny Dillingham is.
I think Kenny Dillingham makes a ton of sense.
And also the other one, Mizzou.
Drinkwitz.
Yeah.
Drinkwitz, I don't think is the kind of guy that you go with after this sort of a situation. He seems like a little bit too much of a loose cannon. I don't know. I think it would make a lot of sense for them to kick the tires on Clark Lee, even though he just signed a re-up there at Vanderbilt, and apparently they're working on a contract extension for Dillingham at Arizona State as well. If he's ever going to go, you would think it would be now. He lost his quarterback. He won the conference title last year. So,
Michigan is a great program, and it's a good gig to get. Is this a good time to be a Michigan head coach? Like,
it's really not. And this is why, especially at this point in the coaching search, the coaching carousel has been spinning and a lot of jobs have already been filled. It seems like they could, if you can get away, if you can keep the kids engaged with, what's his name, Biff Poggi as the interim head coach, can you ride that through the next 9 months or so? Like, can you become the first team in the, like, officially right now, plant your flag and say, we are, the coaching carousel for the next round of it has opened, but we're not planning on filling this job until the next cycle basically unfolds.
Right.
We're not in on this cycle. Biff Poggi's our interim head coach for the next year, and we'll see what happens after that.
now,
Well, especially because they might not have the same AD. Like, he might get fired
he needs
too.
to get fired, right? I mean, I think they need to clean house, not just in the coaching staff, but just like that AD seems to have bungled this whole thing. Like, so he's got to go too. So they need to do a lot of hiring. Can they afford to wait? Like, because isn't like their prized QB, isn't he entering the transfer portal, Bryce Underwood?
Not yet.
Not officially, not yet.
Right, but like the longer you wait, like, if there's like instability, like somebody like him would. I know he got a lot of money to be in Michigan, but someone else can throw him money too. So like, you can't wait too long because you risk losing some of your players if you wait too long. Like that.
I mean, I guess it does come down to the fact that, like, you either secure somebody like Kenny Dillingham, or like I don't see DeBoer leaving Alabama. I think that would be bonkers. He would have to. The last 2 years would have had to have been much more unpleasant than I think that they have been. And like, you have to imagine that somehow the sort of unpleasantness that he's enduring at Alabama, just in terms of having to be the guy who follows Saban, wouldn't, like, some percentage of that unpleasantness remains in terms of the pressure of the job and the expectations of the fans and the administration. At Michigan, you're still you're expected to be in the top 10 every single season. You're expected to be in the playoff every single season. So, like, it's not like it gets easier.
Yeah, no, but you're following Saban in one school, and you're following, as long as you're not stooping the staffer, you're fine in Michigan. Like, as long as you're not.
Yeah, but he's already at Alabama.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
if he was someone, if it was still at Washington and they were both going after him, that might be different. But like,
it doesn't make sense.
Moving.
I don't see him. I don't see it happening. And Michigan's a great job.
Yeah.
Like, and then it becomes. I mean, you've got now this year. I mean, Penn State, Michigan, Florida, Auburn, LSU, Ole Miss. Like, never mind UCLA, Oklahoma State, Virginia Tech. Like all of these, like big time name brand programs that had to replace coaches this year. It's crazy.
Now, coaches still have a lot of the leverage in these contract deals, especially the big name ones. Do you think that we'll ever get to a point where there'll be some sort of like extra morality clause in the contract, like you can't embarrass us in this sexual impropriety field? Like that's going to be like an articulated like no-go. Like it's not going to be like some general like don't embarrass us. Like it's going to be like you can't be fucking around. Like you just
but they didn't need to. You're just not allowed to. He's just fired.
Right, but I think
but in terms of making it easier,
making it easier because they're going to go try to claw back the money. I'm sure it'll be litigated, and Moore's probably going to get some probably they're going to throw him some money just to settle. Like if they had it to where like you're not getting any of this, or we're going to recover some money.
I don't know. Now that he's
I don't think so.
Busted into his ex-girlfriend's house and tried to kill himself.
That is true. That does hurt the case. Yes.
It's
Hopefully he's a big saver of money because he can just chill. I mean he's banked enough money to.
Well, he's gonna give his wife half of it.
Oh, it's gonna be more than half.
It could be,
with the
guarantee it.
kids.
Who knows what's going on inside that marriage? But it could.
She's gonna get full custody.
It could be like I understand, but don't embarrass me. And like he has failed that very low bar. Like don't.
The old I expect to maintain my current lifestyle. Thing. She's gonna get all the money.
I don't think she's gonna leave him. I think they're gonna work this out.
Oh yeah.
I think they have some sort of agreement.
All right, a couple of big time quarterbacks have entered the portal, even though the portal is not yet open. I guess they're lining up in front of the portal, waiting for it to open. DJ Lagway is going to leave the University of Florida, which I'm sure in part is because John Summerall told him,
so what?
No promises, bro.
I know. Okay, what? I'm sure this is Florida, like sandbagging the kid. But like, I was reading this article where like he was asked, like he failed some sort of like question that they posed to him, like if he's like willing to work hard or whatever. And I think, like, I think that was Florida planting some story just to make him look bad. But he was there for the coach, right? That they fired. So like,
is it a trick question? Would have been like, what are you're asking? Am I willing to work hard? No. You want me to?
No, but what if you like
the way that I read it?
It's like I take offense to the implication of that question. What if you took great umbrage? Like, how dare you? Like, it's I haven't been working hard. Like, what kind of question is that? So what if there was a miscommunication?
Absolutely, that would be my response. Right. Of course, it's an offensive question on its face.
Right, but they're saying he handled it wrong. Like,
it was like they went in knowing they wanted to come out going, he's not ready to work hard.
Yeah.
He doesn't have what it takes. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. I'm glad you guys read it the same way that I did because it seemed like.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, like, huh.
And like maybe we are all feeling like we know him better than that. Yeah. But like he just doesn't seem like a princess who's like.
Oh, it's not the issue is obviously not work ethic. The issue is he's not a very accurate passing quarterback and throws a bunch of picks and is hurt all the time. Right. Like what? Like, this team has sucked for the last couple of years, and it's not just the coach. So, like if I'm Summerall, I'm probably going into the portal myself. So,
but it does seem like it's like, oh no, I went in and played hardball.
Yeah.
Like, no, you didn't. Yeah. I don't think that you did. I think you're just a dick.
So he'll be moving along. Dylan Ravioli is leaving Nebraska to go play football somewhere else. Tough times at Nebraska.
Yeah.
You extend that coach and you lose your 5-star quarterback.
Yeah. Good news for Rule though. Like he did not perform well, gets a additional money, and then he loses like a viable quarterback also. Like he didn't do well, but he ended the year better off than he started.
Yeah. There's going to be the Michigan State kid, Aiden Childs, who was a top recruit, is also leaving. It's not even open yet, as I said. Cincinnati's Brendan Sorsby is going to jump back into the portal as well. Sam Levitt has already said that he's going to be in the portal after a disappointing season, largely due to injury.
I'm sure there's plenty of articles that have gone into this in great detail. I don't recall any, but I take it all of these players, they're given like there's some sort of consulting group or somebody's giving them an assessment of like the market for quarterbacks or running backs.
Well, they all have agents now, right? Like they're all permitted to have people.
Right.
So.
But I mean, are they all, I wonder, like, is there like some bigger, because like the same thing with the NFL draft, like, oh, we have you as a third round, or second day kind of player. Like, I wonder if they're getting some sort of feedback outside of their agents, or if their agents are seeking that information out.
It's 100%. It's a question of, can I negotiate another NIL or player pay contract for this kid that's either bigger or in addition to at another school?
Right.
And that drives a lot of it, I'm sure.
There are so many players who are getting more money than some rookies on their contract because based on where they're slotted and the collective bargaining agreement in the NFL, like they don't get paid that much. Like if you have NIL money north of $1 million, you're getting paid more than some of these rookies in the NFL.
Right. And it's why like Quinn Ewers, if I'm Quinn Ewers, I would have come back and, try to prove that I'm not a bum, which he sort of revealed himself to be something of a bum at the end of last year for Texas.
Right.
And then now, although he's finally apparently going to get a start.
Yeah, Tua is being benched, so that he'll get a start finally. But wouldn't that make for an awkward quarterback room at Texas? Because,
well, no, not Texas. He could have gone somewhere else, though.
He
could have done what everybody else here is doing.
Okay, just go somewhere else for his final year?
Yeah, hit the portal.
Yeah, that's true. I suspect I think every quarterback going forward, it is to your benefit just to exhaust all of your eligibility years, right? Get as much money at college, and then you'll get all the money in the NFL.
Yeah, especially given that you can go to a team that's ready to win a championship now.
Yeah.
Look at what Fernando Mendoza did. Heisman winner Fernando Mendoza goes from Stanford to, he had Georgia on his list also, but realized that I think the timing of it worked out where Beck was hurt and Grunter was going to play the Sugar Bowl, and it wasn't clear. Like, if Grunter takes the team on a run, then it's not like Fernando would have an automatic spot here at Georgia. Right. So he chooses instead to go to Indiana, and now he's the Heisman. And
that's the other bit of news. We have a loser Heisman winner.
Yeah.
That second place guy was a bigger loser. What was up with that? Your boy Diego is
he's fantastic.
Kind of a tool.
I stand by everything.
He's just a fierce competitor, Abe. He's got a lot of hate, rage, win.
The what's that movie with the stoned people?
With the stoned people.
Half-Baked?
Yeah, that's one of them.
It's the fuck you,
oh, God,
fuck you,
cool.
fuck you, you're cool, I'm out.
Yeah, that's right.
I 100% support everything except him apologizing for it.
Yeah. We've also got some NFL news here. Patrick Mahomes and Micah Parsons both go out for the season this weekend. Doubly painful for the Chiefs because they have been eliminated from the playoffs as well. If it weren't enough that you lost the game and were eliminated from the playoffs, your superstar quarterback goes down with an ACL injury.
They were on their way to lose anyways before he got hurt, but there's a picture somewhere where Mahomes is headed back to the locker room, and you see a shot of all the past, Super Bowls and AFC final titles and banners. And it's like it felt like an end of an era kind of thing, because especially now that you get to the end of the year, then you're thinking, is someone going to be ready if you tear an ACL or an Achilles or something? Are you going to be ready for June, July when training camp starts and ready for it's going to impact starting the next year, and you're not young anymore. So how great will he be for next year as well?
He can come back from this, right?
Yeah,
he's
maybe
still,
not
he's still
beginning
relatively young, given that Phillip Rivers just played a game at 44.
Well, he looked like he was a 44-year-old, though.
Yeah, but
it took forever for him.
How old is Mahomes? 31?
Yeah, I think he's early 30s. I don't know exactly what. But he's not exactly like a Tom Brady weirdo where he does all this exercise, right? He looks like
No, he is. Did you watch that quarterback series on Netflix?
He puts in all the...
He's a weirdo. He's a professional athlete. That's his whole job.
He's always been a little poochy, hasn't he? Like he's always looked like he's got.
He walks weird.
Yeah, his gait is all off. Like, but
he is a fucking weird walk. But he, he's. I mean, I don't know him, but I think he is the type to like do all of the things that it takes to get back.
Yeah, if those State Farm commercials are any indication,
I'm sure they do all those like in like a couple of weeks in July, and we just air it.
All right, the New York Knickerbockers. Abe, I thought that Victor Wembanyama was the greatest basketball player of all time. And let me ask you something, Abe. Would the greatest basketball player of all time allow the death of his grandmother to affect him in such a profoundly negative emotional way that he could not defeat the New York Knickerbockers for the prestigious third ever NBA Cup championship? Or would the greatest NBA player of all time use the death of his grandmother to drive him with the hate, rage, and win against the entire universe for having taken his grandmother away from him at such a crucial moment to destroy the New York Knickerbockers
I think,
in the prestigious NBA Cup?
Wembanyama realized that the ultimate test was against OKC. This New York team poses no threat to them, so let them have it. You know, it should be noted that the Knicks haven't won anything since, like, Nixon was president. And so...
50 years.
New York Nixon. That's why.
Right? Over 50. 1973 was the last time the New York Knicks won an NBA championship. That was a trending topic on Twitter this morning was Knicks win first championship since 1973. And I quickly looked at the calendar and said, wait a second. It's fucking December. It's not June. You don't win championships in December.
I think they were the organization was mocked into not putting a banner up to reflect this title, this cup. Because,
you don't have to be mocked into that. That is the correct move to not put.
If it were any other team, they would raise it up somewhere. Like it's not going to be next to the actual NBA title, but somewhere up there. There's a lot of.
This is the banner that goes in like. You give this banner to the secretary, and you're like, hey, if you want to hang this behind your desk, fine. If you just want to take it home, that's fine too. But what are we talking about here? A mid-season champion? This is all bullshit to begin with. Even though NBA ratings are up, they're still talking about tweaking it.
Yeah.
Right? Like they know this is bullshit.
Well, yeah,
there's a reason. Like if this wasn't bullshit, then they wouldn't be tweaking it. But they're constantly talking about fiddling with it and changing it because it's clearly bullshit.
No, you always need to tweak it to get a better product. The NBA commissioner, the definitely not human Adam Silver, should mandate. You need to maintain the prestige. You're coming up with a bullshit new trophy. It needs to have some legitimacy. You cannot allow teams to decide when not to hang something up because now it's a diminished product as a result of this choice. So the NBA commissioner needs to step in and do something about this. Secondly, the tweaks that they're thinking about doing, it's going to be a nice little gimmick. They're going to try to play like at Cameron Indoor for the finals instead of Vegas. Like do some weird gimmicky, like unconventional locations. Rucker Park in New York. There are a lot of options they could have. If you had like some weird gimmick for the finals instead of like Las Vegas, do it somewhere interesting, and then go from maybe in the Middle East in the future. But nothing wrong with making some tweaks. But they need to mandate you need to take this seriously. We're giving you $500,000 per player. You need to raise it up, give it some legitimacy.
This is anti-Vegas sex worker bigotry at work here to try to get this moved out of our nation's capital of vice and sin. I don't have anything else to say about the NBA Cup. I didn't watch a single second of it.
The Knicks got streaky. I thought the Spurs had it, but what are you going to do?
You were referring to the entire sport of basketball. It is just about streaks.
People get hot sometimes.
All right. That is the
Nope.
No? What else is in the WGAS NewsBag Sports Edition, Lori?
Our news.
What's our news?
That we fucking won.
Oh, yes. Our gingerbread house has been crowned the champion. We will hang that particular banner.
We have a banner for Dick's that we hang at the field because they give us money.
Oh, congrats. Look at you guys.
I mean, it would have been humiliating if we did not win after all of the effort that was put in and the fact that like it was clearly the best one. Like, do you know how embarrassing that would have been?
Would you have sent a Diego Pavia inspired screed by email? Were you to lose?
Yes, I would have logged back into Facebook for the first time in 3 months and gone to like Northside base, like whoever won, and gone to their Facebook and shit all over them if they had somehow accrued more votes than we did with their garbage.
I am not brave like Diego Pavia. He should have won.
I don't know. I think the other guy had a better year, right?
Mendoza had a better moment. Yeah. Mendoza had that great play against Penn State.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, won.
Yeah.
He did not have a better year. The numbers do not back up Fernando Mendoza's claim. This is a result of the feel-good story of Indiana suddenly becoming a worthy football program.
And the tired.
It's also it's
best player on the best team Heisman. No.
It's a great story. Indiana is such a bullshit school in football that no one has any hatred towards them.
Oh,
right?
Vanderbilt's not a bullshit school in football?
It is, but they have lost games. This team is unblemished, this Indiana program.
Who is more likely to stay a bullshit school in football?
Well, how long is Kurt going to be around?
Cignetti? I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah, so that program will be around for a minute.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you want a charity Heisman?
No, here.
No, it's not a charity thing. It's just a better story.
The difference is Diego Pavia made Vanderbilt a football school. This fucking Mendoza kid did not make Indiana a football school. Kurt Cignetti did.
Right. I think this, Diego.
So he just got lucky to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah. I have nothing against him.
Yeah.
I just agree with Diego Pavia.
He's still a bit of a weirdo, but I do want.
I've got a lot against him, starting with this face.
He does have a stupid face. Looks a little like.
He updated his LinkedIn
like
profile to show that he won Heisman. This Diego Pavia, I have concern if he will age well after this college football era, because he's got no path to the NFL.
Age well? No, that's not the point.
He's going to become like a degenerate online presence.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I bought this sweatshirt.
Just a drunken mascot for the worst sort of football fan.
This was a moment in time.
I think I just called my wife the worst sort of football fan. All right, that's the WGAS NewsBag Sports Edition. Moving along here to the, I don't know if this counts as a sports adjacent question of the week. I quickly saw an article today about how we are a nation of common thieves, that we are a nation awash in people who just sort of cheat big corporations all the time, and nobody seems to think it's a very big deal. It's from Business Insider. I always get a kick out of people's reaction when I bring up what I've come to think of as mini crimes against big businesses. Small acts of deviance that average shoppers commit without really even thinking about it. At first, there's usually denial. No, I would never engage in the slightest level of fraud. But pretty quickly, the confessions start to roll in. Okay, sometimes I ring up my organic apples as regular at the grocery store, and sure, I've returned an item after wearing it a time or two. Honestly, I'd forgotten sneaking snacks into the movie theater was a no-no. And she's saying that people justify it to themselves because of like rising inequality and also inflation and just the unpleasantness of existing in our bogus future. I was thinking, like, when have I engaged in similarly antisocial behavior?
No, you're always on the side of the corporation.
Oh, yeah. I always break a law or two. You know, I've smuggled contraband in movie theaters and other such things.
If you're referring to like a gummy or like a weed chocolate, like that doesn't count.
Right.
I mean, I know that technically it's against the law in Georgia, and maybe that, but I don't think that's what they're getting at here. Now,
We're talking about bringing candy from CVS.
Right, if you had gone to CVS and loaded up with some Jujubes or Junior Mints and a 20-ounce bottle of Sprite that you sneak in the pocket of your hoodie, that's a different story. Right. And yeah, I've always gone out of my way to avoid even the appearance of ripping off these big monster corporations.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
Like I don't
Fuck them.
I don't even like how easy it is. I'm sure we've had this conversation on the podcast before. Like I don't take advantage of generous return policies because I think it's shitty. Right. I think it's bad for the globe. I think it's bad for the planet. I think it's bad for those companies because it just forces them to raise the general floor of prices when they have these generous return policies. So I don't see that ultimately. I don't think it advantages the consumer to take advantage of these things. And so I sort of make a stand here. And like I don't even like I don't like when if I'm with somebody who's sneaking a flask into the like this is how it's
I have a flask
vaguely
also,
sports related.
Oh yeah, that's great.
But like sneaking a flask into the football game or something like always made me kind of uncomfortable.
Even back in the day when these college campuses would not sell alcohol. Like I guess you just had to get hammered before you got in there. But you can sometimes bring in a flask, on occasion.
Yeah. So are you the sort of person who
so
does such?
It depends. So I would never like if I'm getting like an organic product, I'm not going to ring up the generic like at the Kroger.
I wouldn't even think to do that.
Like that I'll for some reason that is different, but like
that takes a lot of premeditation.
I have this Amazon company has such a very flexible way of things. I have on occasion, rare occasion, purchased the same thing in two different colors and returned one of them. Like just take it to the Amazon store. Like, all right, I don't need this anymore. Or Whole Foods.
But I feel like they want you to do that.
Why are you buying the thing in two different colors?
Because sometimes you don't know if something will fit the right way, like, or you're seeing it on the thing. You're like, okay, let me see how this looks, and then you return one.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
like it's you're supposed to.
Right. So part of like Amazon understands, and I think they even they build it into the business model, is go ahead, order it in 3 sizes, but that's the thing. They also keep track of everything that you've ever bought, which is why anytime I go to a shirt or a pant on Amazon, they're like, hey, your recommended size is right here. So don't fuck this up unless things have changed drastically for you recently. Let's get this right.
Well, like Zappos was the first that I knew that it was like, no, buy, because it's shoes. Yeah. You don't know. Yeah. I mean, women, especially women's shoes, you just never know. So it's like buy a few sizes and then send back the ones you don't like. And it's so nice. And the thing that's evil is that it's ruining the local brick and mortar shoe store.
Right.
Not that I'm taking advantage of the policy. The existence of Zappos is the problem.
Also the fact that it's 4 pair of shoes on the stupid UPS truck, and then you have to send back 3 pair of shoes on the stupid UPS truck.
The UPS truck's going around anyway.
That's not how it works.
What day does a UPS truck not run by our house? Or my work.
Right, but then now there's 11 of them through our neighborhood all day long.
No, there's just but that's on them for not running it better. Don't put it on me. Put it on them.
What were they driving at? Like, because this is not a new thing. Like, people were Napster was a thing. People were downloading music without paying for it in the past. Like, what has changed now, according to this article?
So it's not just the sort of thing that we're talking about in terms of minor antisocial behavior. Against the backdrop that they're laying out here, some people have turned to petty fraud, policy abuse, and small acts of sabotage as a means of getting back at their economic overlords. They're engaging in spurts of shoplifting, taking part in return shenanigans, and using their credit cards.
Different.
Using their credit cards for friendly fraud, that's anything but. They see, or at least excuse, these acts not as stealing, but as small moments of deserved vengeance in a system that violates their sense of basic fairness at every turn. When everything seems like a scam, it's easier to justify becoming a scammer yourself.
Right.
I get especially mad at the self-checkout scam that people do, where you ring up some bananas, but really you're putting a pot roast through or whatever. Like or you ring up a London broil, even as it's the fillet that's sitting there on the scanner, and like that pisses me off because the greatest 3 months of my shopping life was when Wegmans introduced the Scan and Go feature, which is that I could plug in as I shopped precisely what it was that I was buying. and then check out just by scanning my phone at checkout without having to take anything out of my cart or put anything into new bags or whatever. Instead, I just load up my box and I scan as I'm shopping, and then I leave when I'm done. And there's no friction on the way out the door because I've weighed all of my produce already and scanned it into my app. I've everything that I took off the shelf and put into my bag, I've scanned, and then I can just leave. And it takes away easily the worst part of the entire experience, because I've never really minded the checkout with the human being, right? Like I thought that was fine, even though it can be annoying to have to wait in line or whatever. But the self-checkout, to me, was always this fucking stupid nightmare, because it's like, even if it's, okay, you can only have 20 items at self-checkout. But if you've got like 18 or 20 items, you know what a pain in the ass it is to get it all into that one little spot that they have for your groceries, and then the scale starts freaking out if you, or the camera is like mad at you because you took something out of that area that you had just put into that area. It's like, well, look, asshole, there's nowhere else for me to put this shit. What do you want me to do?
It's overly sensitive, like any slight movement.
So the scan and go thing was just fucking spectacular. And then after the pilot program ended, it's like, sorry, most of you are complete assholes, as it turns out, because the amount of shrinkage that we experienced during this period was significantly higher than even the already high amount of shrinkage that we put up with in self-checkout. So we have to go back to the old system.
Right. I wonder, is that... Is there like this must be like a low trust society like mindset? You know, in sports, if the referees let some rough play slide, like if they don't call certain plays, the other team will get frustrated and they'll take it upon themselves to also play poorly, right? Because they're like, we have lost control of this environment, and so we're gonna take advantage, just like they are taking advantage because they're not being held to account. And so, like, if there's this environment where these corporate companies, they never face any punishment, they never admit to any fault, they throw a couple of dollars here and there every once in a while, and they continue doing what they want. And so they're thinking, as soon as the opportunity presents itself, like the little man, if they can take advantage of something, they're gonna press their advantage then. Like, it seems to be like this permissive attitude where, like, fuck them. They're not like playing by the rules, and so why should I be beholden by those rules?
But that's why my long-term, lifelong stance is that losing is superior to winning. Go ahead, just take it. If you are getting the short end of the stick because somebody else is being a scumbag, guess what? You have character, and they do not, and that is all that you need at the end of the day.
Right.
It is not worth it. Do not exchange your good character for a temporary victory over an asshole. It's not worth it.
But they probably don't think that highly of their character standing, because like no one seems to. There's no benefit to it anymore. Maybe there was at some point, but there isn't that much you can
have some goddamn self-respect and self-possession.
Yes,
it's not that difficult.
A losing argument, as it turns out.
It is now time for the best game in every time slot, where this week we will tell you just about 4 college football playoff games, because there's the only college football games on. You don't have to worry about a second TV unless you're a fucking weirdo who wants to watch the NFL games also on Saturday evening.
I'm sure you could do this every year, but if you were to do like a fact or fiction kind of thing with the bowl names, I would get some of these wrong. Like some of these bowl names are just so random.
So I considered that, but also it's a very hacky thing to do. And also, I would just find myself saying the same bowl name over and over again, which was the Bucked Up LA Bowl hosted by Gronk.
Yeah, this is the final year of the LA Bowl.
At SoFi Stadium. And it featured this year Washington against Boise State. And Washington won 38-10. Pop quiz hotshot. What does the corporation Bucked Up do?
I'm cheating. It's cheating because I know.
Oh, I'm Abe's the hotshot.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I know from podcasts.
Is
so
this like a
can't answer.
self-improvement company? Like buck somebody up? I don't know. I can't come up with an example.
It's a performance nutrition and supplement company. Okay. So yes, in some way, self-improvement. But yeah, that one already happened. What hasn't happened yet, though, is what's happening on Friday night at 8 o'clock when the Alabama Crimson Tide will travel to Norman, Oklahoma to play the Oklahoma Sooners. Alabama is the 1.5-point favorite on the road against a team that they lost to not all that long ago at home in Tuscaloosa. So I ask, what has changed? And is this line simply a reflection of Vegas taking advantage of a bunch of idiotic Alabama people who cannot help but to vote for their team?
It could be that. It also could be it's hard to beat the same team twice, right? And what was the first game? 2 points? What was it, 23-21 or something like that?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, very close. Oklahoma didn't do shit in terms of their offense, but they still managed to do just enough to win.
Right.
It's maybe the prime example all year, outside of the Georgia SEC championship game, of a team frustrating Ty Simpson and that Alabama offense. They harried him for much of the night, and I don't think that's going to change. And given what Georgia was able to do, given that other teams in the second half of the season found success against Alabama in terms of bothering Ty Simpson into not being terribly efficient, and how good this Oklahoma defense was throughout, and the fact that Mateer maybe wasn't entirely healthy, but is increasingly healthy.
They've had
since.
an extra week off, too. Alabama had to play us. Oklahoma got to hang out.
And Oklahoma's at home. You'll note, I'm sure you'll remember, that only home teams won in the first round of the playoff last year. And they were all largely not very interesting contests.
Right. Yeah, all of those are good arguments, and Oklahoma should be favored. I don't know why. Maybe it's the brand of Alabama is swaying the public, but
what's the ESPN?
Oh yeah, the predictometer. What is
percentages?
What is this?
We go live now to our ESPN predictometer correspondent, Abe.
Let's see. It is. Wow, so tight. 50.9% Alabama, 49.1% Oklahoma. I mean, this is a coin flip. And I do wonder, when is the last time Alabama's lost back-to-back games? It's probably been a minute.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And again,
I don't know, though.
I mean, not to get ahead of the picks, but I got Oklahoma winning. But, like, it wouldn't shock any of us if Alabama won this game, right? It's not like it's a pretty...
It wouldn't be a shock.
No.
I don't expect it to happen, though. Like, every indication of what we've seen for the last 6 or 8 weeks tells me that Oklahoma should win this game. Alabama's offense is not that good when you can put pressure on that quarterback. Ty Simpson looked great at times this year. He looked like maybe the best quarterback in the country for stretches during this season. But when that offensive line was not able to protect him, he is not great at, and maybe it's a function of the receivers aren't able to get open enough for him when he's on the move, or maybe he's just not accurate enough when he's on the move. Right. But I don't know. If I were picking this game, which I will do later, I'd be all over Oklahoma as the home underdog here. All right, that's, I think, probably, I don't know. There are 2 really fantastic games this weekend. I don't think you can necessarily pick which one is better than the other. Saturday at noon is the other one, though. Number 10, Miami, +3 on the road at Texas A&M. Again, it's a little bit weird that this is the Friday night game and the Saturday nooner.
It sucks.
But I guess it's just the fact that the
TNT.
NFL. It's not the TNT thing of it all. It's the fact that the NFL is taking over at 5 o'clock, right? The NFL is going to have games at 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock.
And these are like good name teams. So the Eagles, Commanders at 5, and then the Packers and the Bears at 8:20.
It sucks. I thought, maybe I'm wrong, I thought it was because TNT gets the afternoon and evening games. Sure, because of NFL or something. But ESPN got to pick first. So they picked the 2 good games, and TNT's left with the shitty games, which they're only shitty because of the G5 teams.
Yeah, and the point spread reflects how shitty they anticipated being. Like, it's not...
Like, it's not like
the reason that game is at noon is because they don't want to go at 8 o'clock. They don't want to put Alabama, Oklahoma on at 8 o'clock against an NFL game because it will eat into their ratings. So they put it on Friday night
So
instead.
you think if ESPN had all 4 games, they would do it just like they have
Yes. If ESPN was airing all 4 of these games, they would still have Alabama, Oklahoma as the standalone primetime game on Friday rather than a primetime game on Saturday. I think, anyway. I mean, I think that's what I would do if I was head of programming at ESPN. I don't know. What's your feeling on the Miami Texas A&M game? It's the hottest ticket, or no, it's not actually the hottest ticket of the weekend. It's close to the hottest ticket of the weekend.
There's a Montana State game that's at 4 o'clock, $6.54 the get-in price. I don't know what's going on in Montana. Like, is that some sort of blood feud?
It's a big thing for them.
$600+? Good Lord. I guess it's the FCS champion semifinal of the FCS Bowl series.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Blood rivals in a semifinal championship game?
Yeah. But I think I've just been prejudiced against Texas A&M all year, and I think Miami is going to beat Texas A&M somehow. But this should be, I think both of those games are going to be very good. I have no confidence in the other 2 games, but those 2 games, the Alabama-Oklahoma will be close, and the Miami-Texas A&M game will be close also.
Until proven otherwise, I think you have to ride the home teams in these first-round playoff games. I mean, I know it's a small sample size so far.
There will be at least one road team, right, that's going to win. At least one.
I mean, I hope it's Tulane. Like, if I have to pick, I hope it's Tulane. Because that would be really funny.
Outright upset, that would be hilarious.
Although I'll be rooting for Miami also. I want to see Carson Beck move along here and hopefully not have a game where he throws 3 picks. And, like, inevitably, 2 of them will be not his fault, and then he'll throw one bad one, and everyone will be like, "Oh, Carson Beck's a bum. He sucks."
Yeah, and they're going to be playing in front of that cult College Station, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the morning.
Yeah, 11 a.m. local kick.
That'd be something. Has College Game Day decided where they're going to be? Are they going to be in one of the Saturday games?
Both.
I guess it would have
They'll
to be,
be
right?
at both.
Well, they're going to be there
They're going to both.
Friday and Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They're close. They have airplanes.
Yeah.
All of the podcast dudes are going to both and they're driving.
Those trucks, I mean, you got to drive to get.
It's this is like the most Googled
road
trip.
How do these podcast bros, how do they justify, like the company, like On3 and The Athletic and whoever else, how do they justify still sending people to these games?
Because it's fun.
Yeah.
No, I know it's fun, but like, what is the economic benefit? Like, is it just that they don't want to lose their podcast dudes to somebody who will send them to these games?
5.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
They have to provide it as some sort of a perk.
I think it's like a perk thing, right? I don't think it's a drives the ratings or whatever. Like it's like they want it. They want to be able to be at the places.
Because it's not. I mean, it's no longer
Josh
the case
Pate
that
just does what he wants.
you have to be in the place in order to report on it appropriately.
You don't have to,
right?
but you want to be, right? Especially if you're covering it. Like, wouldn't you want to go there? What did you say, Lori? 5-hour drive?
5.5.
5.5?
And it's through the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Like you go through Fort Worth, but if you're driving overnight, there's no traffic. Like it's a 5.5 hour drive. They'll all be tired.
I can't think of a car I would like to be in less than the car that has Ari Wasserman and Andy Staples in it driving from Norman, Oklahoma to College Station, Texas. That sounds like such a nightmare. I hope that they get separate cars.
I don't think they take separate cars. Not to that.
Anyway, I'll be pulling hard for Miami. I think Texas A&M probably wins this game, though. They've been very good. And Mike Elko's a better coach than Mario Cristobal. And Cristobal hasn't really shit the bed spectacularly yet this season.
Yeah.
It can still happen. All right, Saturday, 3:30. Tulane plus 17.5 points at Ole Miss. Over under of 56.5 points. This is a rematch game. Ole Miss and Tulane played back in week
4. It's a long time ago.
Yes, week 4. You're right. Sorry. Ole Miss 45, Tulane 10. I think this one's going to be closer than that. It shouldn't be the case that Lance Kiffin leaving doesn't matter, right? Like, what would this number be if Lance Kiffin was still there? It would be 30 or 24.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a 30-pointer in like this kind of.
But
setup.
we have the evidence here.
Yeah.
Tulane went to Ole Miss and lost by 35 in a game that
they're playing in December. They last played in September, a long time ago. And again, hard to beat the same team twice. Although
Also,
it'll be easier this go around.
Yeah,
this
I
matchup.
would think the players really have something to prove.
But who do they have it to prove? This is my question. In order to motivate this team, it seems like you have to point their hatred in the direction of Lance Kiffin.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you have to self-organize around the idea that not only does nobody believe in us, but our piece of shit ex-coach doesn't believe in us, right?
Yeah.
And we need to prove him wrong. There are at least 4 or 5 or 6 of the best players on this team who will be playing for LSU next season.
Okay.
Right?
But they're not right now.
I know they're not right now. How believable is it when you have a locker room where you know that 25 of these dudes won't be here next year
Because it's not
the
just
coach
proving
left?
it to him, it's proving it to everybody. All the people that said Georgia was going to go 8-4 that year.
There is no I don't
Exactly.
see,
You have to pretend.
I don't see the organizing principle working here because
it just might work.
I don't think it's believable for them to turn on Lance in a way that can actually unite a locker room when the most talented dudes on this team are probably going to go play for Lance again next year.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Be
that the
interesting.
Tulane's best bet is to get a early lead just to kind of break their spirit. Like, who cares
Tulane's
about this
best
game?
bet is to walk out there with a fat head of Lance Kiffin in a purple jersey and just use that as their sideline guy.
But also their coach is leaving.
Yeah, but he's leaving in a way that everyone knew that he was leaving.
Also, did you see he's donating $100,000 or something to their NIL?
In part, I want him to win. I want Summerall to win because it probably hurts Florida on the short term to have him have to continue to coach this team instead of going and getting ready for the transfer window down there in Gainesville. But also, I really want Tulane to win because it would be. In some ways, I think it fulfills what Lance wants to happen. Like, I don't think Lance actually wants this team to have success without him. I think he's sort of
course he doesn't.
shitty and petty in that way. But also, I don't know, Jimmy Carter has some thoughts on this game later, so I don't want to spoil all of that too much. I have trouble imagining that, especially given what we say about these coaches, like the level of control and the deification of them practically within those buildings. Like, it must matter when, especially one with the outsized personality and chaotic swirl around him,
Right.
as Lance Kiffin. Like, it must matter. And I think this is going to be a much more interesting game than the 17.5-point line suggests that it will, at the very least. All right, that's your 3:30 game. Then in the evening, kickoff at 7:30 in the game that, I might actually want to watch the NFL game instead. It's JMU plus 21 points at number 5, Oregon. I don't think this one is going to be terribly close.
Yeah.
JMU does not belong in the field here. They should have found a way to not have JMU be in the field, and it's going to be it would be great for the reputation of the CFP for JMU to put up a fight here,
Right.
But it's not going to happen.
Yeah, because that's literally the appeal of March Madness. Like, a puncher's chance, like some 15 or 16 seed team has, but in college football, the 12 versus 5. Oregon is appreciably better than James Madison, so it's not like a 12-5 matchup in March in basketball because like those two teams are comparable. It wouldn't be too shocking to see a 12 beat a 5. But in this situation, I mean, you would need a miracle for James Madison to win.
And it would just be such a more fun game if it was Texas or Vanderbilt playing in this game instead of Oregon.
I mean, that's going to be the argument after this weekend. If things, end up being predictable, if it's like chalk, there's going to be talk about they need to tweak this to prevent these duds of a game. Like, and especially, what is this on TNT, HBO Max, or whatever. Like, if the ratings are like just disastrous, like if Oregon takes like a early lead and people just don't even bother and they switch over to watch the Eagles play. It
has all of the appeal of a mid-December bowl game.
Yes.
Which is none appeal, right?
Yeah.
Which means that 2.5 or 3 million people might watch it. And that would be fine for the little Gasparilla Bowl or whatever the fuck. But it's not fine for a college football playoff game. Right. And it's just not what this is meant to do. Like, it just sucks. All right, that's best game in every time slot. It's all of the 4 playoff games. We will now do the 2025 CIB Football Pick'em Contest, updating our scores, reminding everyone of the current standings. Lori is in the caboose with 212 points. Cousin Steve in third place, 237. Not out of it yet because he is just 23 points behind Abe in second place with 260. And as of the most recent week of this contest, I have finally retaken the lead.
Look at you.
With 270 points out in front. Cousin Steve has been kind enough to send his picks along. He's got Ole Miss minus the 17.5 points. After all that yammer, though, Cousin Steve, are you nervous about that pick? Probably not. Oregon minus 20.5 points against JMU. And then on the NFL side, he will lay the points. The Eagles against the Commies, that's 6.5 points. And then he's got the Bears and the Titans as outright dogs against the Packers and the Chiefs, respectively.
The Mahomes-less Chiefs. The Titans are like a dreadful team, but they're not going up against Mahomes anymore.
Who's the backup quarterback for the Chiefs?
I think it's Minshew. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, Gardner Minshew, says the internet.
Look at that.
I saw something about how the Titans, though they've had a bad year, at least they feel like they've found their quarterback of the future in Cam Ward. And I looked at it. It's like, they have 2 wins.
Yeah.
How can you be certain of anything about the quarterback of the future when you only have 2 wins?
Also, if you go to the Tankathon website, they keep track of like the pecking order for next year's draft. 3 teams at 2 losses: your G-Man, the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Tennessee Titans. I know the players are not going to tank, but you would want to secure if you're going to suck, why not suck? Commit to the suck, get the first overall pick. So like the Titans, they don't need to win this. They could just lose it and get the number 1 overall.
Yeah. Well, the Giants have to play the Vikings, though, so you assume that they're going to lose that game. That is a heavy, bad war paint kind of game there between the Vikings and the Giants.
Yeah.
With Jackson Dart going up against J.J. McCarthy. Do you think they'll do each other's war paints before the game as a sign of good sportsmanship?
Maybe in the next game, at the end of the game, they switch jerseys or whatever. Maybe they'll switch war paint.
Yeah.
Like, good game, man. Have a great season.
I'm going to rub my face on your face. All right, Lori's picks. Lori is taking Old Dominion as the outright dog against South Florida in the Staff DNA Cure Bowl at Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. The fuck is Staff DNA Cure?
It's a bowl.
Do they have a gimmick? You know how some of these like the...
Isn't that happening now? When is that?
Is that tonight or tomorrow night?
I don't know.
I don't think there was any tonight.
Oh, I think it's over. Old Dominion won, right?
When did you get that pick in?
They won.
I just put together that.
Yeah, this was today.
All right, you can't pick ODU.
I don't.
That game
I didn't
already
know.
happened.
Yeah, but you didn't know. It was an honest pick,
I didn't know the score.
Unless you're suggesting some sort of underhanded tactic by Lori.
No, I wouldn't think so. At least you didn't just pick my games again.
You should stop making me pick games.
Staff DNA is a digital marketplace for healthcare careers. It's like a headhunting site for nurses, I guess.
Staff, you should bring, who is it, that Maury guy? Do like a gimmick thing at halftime? Announce a paternity
Oh,
test?
yeah? Like
Yeah,
instead of
you need to
the
goose up-
Dr. Pepper throw footballs in the can thing, they do a quick Maury Povich, I am not the father segment.
People would tune in. I mean, I would.
Only if they do it with the players who have
No.
an unfortunate, like
No.
any player who comes back between his sophomore and junior year and has to tell the equipment staff, hey, I'm going to need a senior on the back of my jersey this season, should have to participate in the Maury Povich I am not the father bowl. All right. Lori's also taking the Oklahoma Sooners as outright dogs against Alabama. She's got Miami as outright dogs. She's got Ole Miss just to win, not laying the points there. And then Oregon also just. You sure you don't want to lay the 3 touchdowns?
I didn't want to pick.
All right. I got no problem giving you the 10 points for the game that has already taken place then, since you're only trying to win 4 points between Ole Miss and Oregon.
I'm trying to get through this stupid exercise you make me do.
All right, will you be picking the 68 Ventures Bowl or the Xbox Bowl or the Myrtle Beach Bowl?
I'm staying away from those weird bowls. I'm going to go with the playoff games. I don't feel very confident, especially when I see 3 Oklahoma picks, but I'm going to stick with it. Oklahoma over Bama. I trust Miami will win this. I don't trust Texas A&M to do anything. And then Tulane will keep it honest. They'll lose, but they won't lose beyond 17.5. So they'll cover. And then on
if that was a 10.5 point line, would you feel comfortable taking Tulane?
Yeah, I would probably go for it then, yeah. But 17.5 is just such a nice
17.5 is such a huge number, given all of the chaos and the unknowns at Oxford.
Yeah, those 5 points will come easy.
But the players.
On the NFL front, I got the Chargers over the Cowboys. Don't know why the Cowboys are favorite. And then the Dolphins, this Quinn Ewers. Let's see how he fares up. That turned the ball over. Tua is now benched. And so this team can only be better as a result. So I suspect.
Is he benched or is he concussed?
No, just benched.
Just
benched because he's been concussed so many times.
Although that Miami coach, the nerd, is this a last gasp to save his job kind of situation?
I mean, it's surprising that he's lasted this long. But yeah, I think this is like you need to do something.
All right, I will take Kennesaw State in the Myrtle Beach Bowl at Brooks Stadium in Conway, South Carolina. They are 3-point dogs against Western Michigan. I like them outright.
Do you have some inside information? That's a random game you're picking.
No, we watched Kennesaw State play.
We did.
Against, was it Jacksonville State or something?
Yes.
Who did they play?
Yes, in that championship. Yes.
Yeah. That was a fun game.
It was very fun.
And I've decided to, as a result of that very fun game, root for Kennesaw State and pick them in the pick'em. All right, I will also take Oklahoma. That makes 3 of us taking Oklahoma in the pick'em, which guarantees an Alabama win. I will take Miami. No, I'm not. I'm taking Texas A&M minus the 3 points at home against the Miami Hurricanes. I will not pick against home teams in the first round of the college football playoff until proven otherwise. I will also, for my NFL side of things, take the Chargers on the road against the Cowboys. They're in Jerry World. And then on Sunday evening, I will take the Patriots, who are catching 3 points against the Ravens. Patriots have been very good. Ravens have been somewhat erratic this season. And I will take the Patsies as road dogs.
The Ravens bounced back last week. They were kind of playing poorly with Lamar. Sounded like he was injured for a while. And the Patriots had a very comfortable lead this past weekend, and they collapsed against the Bills. So maybe they're reeling from that. I'm surprised the Patriots are the underdog, but maybe it's because they're on the road.
I mean, 3 points on the road is basically a coin flip kind of game, right, in the NFL? All right, that's the 2025 CIB football pick'em contest. It is now time. Once again, I have good news. The internet connection in heaven is back in effect. Homer Simpson no longer will be reading Jimmy Carter's presidential lock of the week. Instead, Jimmy Carter makes his much-anticipated return to these airwaves.
Hello once again to my dear friends at Cast Iron Balls, and also to a man who has endured all manner of personal insults from me over the last couple of years. It being Christmas time, that wonderful season of charity and goodwill for your fellow man, is a moment to extend a hand in comity to even the lowliest scumbags among us, to acknowledge that which divides us, dignity, grace, humility, curiosity, intellect, a base awareness of the world beyond whatever dull, pointless throbbing keeps the average manatee from dozing off in its dinner, is no match for what unites us. The technical fact that a scientist would insist that we are the same subspecies. So Merry Christmas, Abe. May the godless hole in your heart that you pump full of spite continue to beat its dreary, lonesome tune well into the new year, and for many more inconsequential, and inane years to come. Speaking of Christmas, Rosalind always did make such a fuss about leaving the cookies out for Santa, even long after the kids had fled the nest. Jimmy, she'd say to me, if you think I'm going to stop pretending that a big manly stranger is coming down my chimney to bring some cheer, holiday or otherwise, you are a couple of peanuts short of a Snickers ball. Now cut off the lights and shut up so we can get through this. Lord, how I miss her. But on to the playoffs, and the gambling, for all the clamoring for more teams in the playoff, we'll be lucky to get even one watchable game in the first round. They're even hiding two of these contests behind NFL games. They're likely to be so bad, and we need more. Like a kick in the nuts. Maybe. Any which way, I'll take the lane in all those points against Ole Miss. The funny thing about a narcissist like Lance Clifford leaving is that even though they might be better off now that he's gone, it might also be the case that shithead might have been the only thing holding the whole toxicness together. You can uproot the poison tree, get it out of your field, but the wound festers. For years, it festers. As always, enjoy the games, with good food and drink, and most importantly, good company, and be kind to one another. For gosh sakes, almost nothing matters. Besides that, may God bless this great nation and this great podcast. Until next time, this is Jimmy from Plains for Cast Iron Balls. And if I don't talk to you, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Good old Jimmy.
I think that's very kind of Jimmy to extend a season's cheer to his old enemy Abe there at the beginning. A little bit backhanded, maybe.
I would say so, yeah.
I think he's right on the money there with his Lance Kiffin analysis, though.
Oh, you think that, huh?
I do think that.
Do you think he's? I mean, I'm sure Kiffin is going to watch the game. Do you think he's not rooting against his team, but he will take some satisfaction if they were to underperform? Like, I'm the missing piece here, you know.
You've been listening to Cast Iron Balls, a podcast about sports with Bob and Abe. Lori's here, too. You can find the show on Substack, brainiron.substack.com, for more from us, including the Billboard Hot 100 show and the flagship podcast, Brain Iron Multinational Media Empire, Cast Iron Brains, which is now fully back, 2 episodes in the can. Both of them are fun and good, despite the rather unpleasant subjects, which we are forced by the universe to confront every week. brainiron.substack.com. You sign up for the emails. You never miss a thing that we put out there into the world. You can also check out tetramermusic.com, Tetramer music.com for more from Mark Gillig, who composed our opening and closing themes. Abe, did anything else in the world of sport catch your eye this week?
Yeah, there's this article on JMU. Most college football programs, they rely on boosters, and they rely on alums, and they rely on TV contract deals. And James Madison does not have a lot of that. And so what they have instead is a very high student fee. Like this article I just shared on the group chat, it states that the mandatory student fees that the students at James Madison University pay is 4 times higher than all the other schools in the playoffs put together. So their approach is we're going to just extract money through the student fees.
What's the number?
It's like $3,000 or something.
They pay $3,000 per kid as part of your tuition?
Yeah, and it's a mandate. One of those mandatory things. What's the exact number? It's 3,000 and change, 3,036 per year. So I wonder if this is going to be a model other similarly statured schools will use, because if you're not going to be able to compete with the big boy programs if you don't have somebody bankrolling your program. I think. What is it? Mark Cuban, it should be noted, is a Indiana alum. He's throwing some money towards that program, so that's helped fund their athletic program. But I don't think James Madison has like too many big alums, and so I wonder if other schools are going to try to use this because you can't get out of it. And I don't know how many people go to James Madison, but it's probably a lot. That's an extremely high number. I don't remember what UGA charged back in the day.
Liberty University has one that's over $3,000 as well.
Yeah, apparently Virginia seems to have this weird rule that allows them to charge a bunch of money.
Oh yeah, look at that. UVA $800, VCU $1,400, Virginia Tech $732.
Yeah, Virginia
William and Mary $2,400.
Yeah, but
all the other
compare it to
schools,
tuition. Like you're shocked at these numbers, but it's built into the tuition, right?
Yeah, but if I'm going to JMU to get an accounting degree or whatever, and I'm going to pay in excess of $12,000 over 4 years in athletic fees.
That's wild.
But what are you paying over 4 years total?
I don't care.
It's a scam, is what I'm saying. You're paying too much. It doesn't matter what it's for.
VMI $4,200? That's nuts.
Yeah, it's a bunch of money. But like I said, they're in the playoffs.
Seems like somebody should look into that. That seems bad, Abe. That's my take there.
Oh yeah, you're against it?
I think I'm against it. I also have Lori first. Anything else in the world of sport catch your eye?
No, I'm looking for a hat now.
Abe, I know you are an enthusiast of Japanese culture, and so when I saw this, I wanted to share it with you. There's a new Netflix show coming this month. It's called Badly in Love, and here's the trailer.
Oh boy.
売られた喧嘩は全部買います。刺激がある男の子がいいですね。情でしか動かないと。
一目惚れした相手を口説きに行くから。
この学校では愛を学んでもらいます。校訓に違反したものは即退学です。
All right, to sum up what we've just been watching, it is a group of extremely afflicted young Japanese.
Are they supposed to be college age? Because some of them look a little old. Some of the dudes, in particular.
Yeah, they also look like if Japan has a Florida, they look like that's where they come from. Headline: Badly in Love. Netflix Japan's most chaotic dating show. Maybe its most honest.
Oh.
I mean, I watched Autists in Love, and I watched like the Jewish Matchmaker, and I watched the Indian Matchmaker, and like all these other bullshit in love Netflix documentaries. feel like I'm going to have to tune in for this.
Yeah, but this is a different take, So they have these degenerates who are like bad. You know what's weird? All of these shows are like unscripted, quote unquote, but they all kind of hit the same beats. Every country, different cultures. It seems like they are aware of what is expected of them in these shows, and they're behaving in that way. So like it's kind of hard to see how this could be its most honest. Because they're
in this write up from the Japan Times, which I know you subscribe to.
$12 a month. Get the fuck out of here.
The show's biggest twist may be just how earnest it is. Emotions get messy, tempers flare, but Badly in Love has a refreshing directness missing from the increasingly convoluted dating formats Netflix Japan has churned out lately via Love Village and Offline Love. Everyone gets to the point, loudly, imperfectly, and the series is better for it. So it's got the endorsement of Japan Times.
Yeah, this Patrick St. Michael, who's writing for the Japan Times. We'll see how reliable this person is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to watch the first episode just to see this kill everyone bit. Hopefully that wasn't just a tease.
I'm sure it's a tease. You have to watch at least 7 episodes to get to the point where someone threatens to murder everyone on the show. I do wonder, though, because like the source of your anti-Japan bias.
I don't have an anti-Japan bias. I don't know what you're talking about, Bob.
Is their performative neatness and cleanliness and
showing up other places. Not that I have anything against Japan, but yes.
Right, and they're sort of a collectivist mentality, essentially, right? Like a collectivist willingness to do the right thing, even in the face of other things being easy. And here we're getting like the dregs of Japanese Utes behaving badly. So I assume that maybe they will redeem themselves by being willing to showcase that we're not all perfect, we Japanese.
There are a lot of irredeemable characters just from that 2-minute clip. I mean, maybe this
Listen to the racism.
I'm just saying these particular people, not the people of Japan. They're great.
Hey, have you got anything else for us tonight, racist or otherwise?
Nope.
Well, I guess that's all we've got for you tonight then, and we will talk to you next time.
Later.
All right.
Someone took Calvin's hat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, the dummy leaves it places. If you're not careful with your shit, you give the opportunity for scumbags to behave poorly. And so, you take your soccer ball to the soccer field and some dirtbag takes it, then you're out of luck. And you take your Georgia beanie to school and you leave it on your desk and it's not there the next day. Sorry, that's your fault.
I know this is not sports related, but speaking of thievery, last week or 10 days ago, I have a e-bike, right? And I have this impenetrable system of 2 bike locks. You've heard of this one bike lock thing where,
right.
All you got to do is get through one bike lock and you have the bike. Well, I have 2 bike locks. You cannot get past it, right? And it has worked great all this time, except for one flaw in the system. The front tire, I never lock that. I just have the 2 locks in the frame of the bike, right? And so some asshole, frustrated by my 2-lock system, stole my front tire, just took the front tire and left the rest of the bike.
Does it need tools, or is it one of those quick release front tires?
All of the mechanics are in the back tire, so the front is just like the quick release kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't need much. And so I don't know what this person is doing with this front tire, but I need to replace my front tire. In the future, the second lock will go through the front tire. Then
There was a kid in my middle school
It sounds
who
like
had
you need
a bike.
3rd lock.
no, that's too many locks.
There was a kid in my middle school who had a bike who his security was that he would bring the wheel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to steal my bike frame.
People used to do that at Georgia all the time.
Yeah,
There'd
just walk
be,
around with a wheel.
Yeah, be kids at walking into the philosophy building carrying their bike wheel because they didn't want to.
If I have to carry my
have it
wheels
stolen.
around, the terrorists have already won. No, I'm going to lock that front wheel. I just need to refine my system. In 2026, no more bikes.
How were you not I mean, not to be rude. How were you not already locking the front wheel as part of this 2-lock system?
I may have grown lax. I was so confident in my system that the 2 locks would deter even attempting to do anything, But I guess it frustrated somebody because.
What is insufficient about the 1 lock that the second lock?
Because there's all this data showing people, even with 1 bike lock, their bike somehow is stolen, they rip through it or they do something. But there's no data on 2 bike locks.
Abe saw a graph, the Financial Times or something, on bike locks, like John Burns Murdoch. No 2
That's
bike
right.
lock graphs.
They have no data on it.
It's a brilliant system.
Almost brilliant, just 1 flaw.
You should just go straight to 3.
No, that's too many locks. Then it becomes a burden on me. 2 is fine.
The proceeding was created with 100% human content.